baby, when I upgraded to the gay VHSs that I used to buy for $50 at the old nasty store in my teenage years, that came in the cake tray that was so loud you could not pull it out without everybody in the house knowing at 1:30 in the morning that I was about to beat my. Yeah. So those. Get in here real quick. Welcome, everybody. We are back here at Don't Get Me Started, the show where rants on real life can get rowdy respectfully. Listen, I am your host, Marlin. Welcome back. Thank you for coming back to see me again. As you can see, I'm not here by myself. You are not looking at my fine ass face. You are looking at another one. Yes, we are here with the CEO.
Not CEO.
Daddy Sweet Mouth himself of the Sweet Talkers Network. Ladies, germs, they, thems, all my wonderful MBs. Welcome, ChaseKassidy. So, y'all, I had to have Chase on at the top of the key. That's a basketball reference for my gay ass. To come in here and shoot the shit with me on the first episode. I thought that it was only right because for those of you that do not know, Chase, okay, is not only the big boss over here at the Sweet Talkers Network, but I've been following his podcast, The Cookout, for years since its inception. And we have this very long lineage of me listening and being a supporter and all those things. We have tra-la-la'd on down to us working together, and I felt like it would only be right for him to be my very first guest on the show, and I'm so very excited for him to be here.
Thank you. I am honored. This is great.
Yes.
This is like a very like Paul Rudd moment right now.
Look at us. Hey, look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
In honor of Chase being here and us being on the Sweet Talkers Network, where I told y'all last week that over here we are very black and we are very, very homosexual. All right. Today, we are going to go down the rainbow road and talk about gay shit. Today, all the gay things we're going to talk about. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty on our gay lives, the things that we look at from our vantage points on the gay thrones. We're going to talk about gay shit today. So now, I have been a card carrying homosexual for 41 years now, and I know that you have had your card for quite some time as well. And we have had the experience of running into all different types of gays. What type of gay gets on your nerves the most?
I'm gonna go with just like harmlessly annoying is like the WeHo West Hollywood white gay twink, privileged and doesn't understand how and why, just walking around bitchy because they're probably hungry. Like it's just that's just like a very savory, unsexy energy to me. I'm not really into that.
For me, I can't stand I'm not that gay.
Oh, okay. See, now we get some toxicity.
Yeah, the I'm not that gay is the butch queen, the girl, if you will, that will try their best. Yes, try their best to set themselves aside from everything gay to seem more palatable to the masses, to seem like, oh, you can be yourself, you can be whoever you want around me. I'm just not that type of person. I don't get down like that. In today's day and age, we would call this girl a pick-me, and it always digs down into this, like, there's a little bit of self-deprecation and hatred in there.
I gotta say, when it comes to that sort of situation, I can understand it more and I accept it more from younger gays, like younger, like a baby gay. I get that, like you're 20 somewhere, like kind of figuring that out. Now, when you listen, I'm 38, man, and I'm out here and I'm single now, and I'm forced to be in this dating pool. Cesspool. It's somebody pissing and shitting in the pool. That I can take it on a young kid, but I can't take that. Like, I'm not that gay. I'm private. I don't want nobody to know. Listen, man, at 38, 39, 40, it's certain you need to you're not gonna be dragging me back in the closet with you, sister. So, so bring your ass and let's go. You're gonna be sucking this penis. You need to do it with pride, huh? Huh? Pride.
You gotta suck this pee with pride.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's some good meat. There's some good meat. You be happy to be sucking on it, and you can tell everybody, girl, I love sucking that meat. Like, don't be, girl.
That is a great segue into the warm-up where we get into the meat and potatoes of the conversation. So you touched on the baby gay of it all. So let's talk about being a baby gay. When did you get your start into the land of homosexual?
Oh gosh, I was a late bloomer. For me, I didn't come out until I was 24. Oh my, this is about to be such a shocker because I'm such a whore. Nah, but for real, like I had not had a boyfriend till I was 24. I had not been on a date. I hadn't had sex. I hadn't, I had done things, but not like full I wasn't fucking. I did my best understanding because I was, a little bit older. I was like, I gotta speed up my process a little bit. I have to learn faster and kind of, because like I said, I didn't want to be that gay that was, 30 years old, still ashamed of myself and like not wanting nobody to know. Like, so I kind of fast tracked my development with that. I was 24 and I was like, let me try to learn as much as I can.
Listen, kudos to you for starting a little bit later because I've been sucking dick and telling lies for a very long time.
Now, I'm not saying I didn't, suck a dong here or there, here or there in places where I had my dong sucked, just kind of like, But as far as like, what is the cream? Kind of like we weren't doing that. I wasn't there yet.
A lot of people just don't do that, and they don't have like the emotional bandwidth to really go on that type of intentional journey when it comes to sexuality. A lot of people just get out here and do whatever and just let the chips fall where they may. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think for me, I had up in all those first 24 years, not to like really harp on it too much, but like I grew up in the church, and so like I really had, self-hate down. That was ingrained. Like, girl, I was like, you know what, man? Like, if I'm gonna do this, like, I'm at the point where like I'm exhausted with trying to like act like I'm not attracted to this nigga, or like when I was like, okay, so look, man, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it. And I was at a place, again, I was 24, so I was living on my own. Like it kind of hit, I was like, who going to do what to me? Who going to do what? I used to say, yeah, if I could change it, I would. But I think being gay is lit. It's super fun. I love our culture. Our culture is so fun. It's so like innovative. It's not a lifestyle. I don't want to hear nobody talking about.
Baby.
It's a culture.
That grinds my gears too deep. But I can't stand that lifestyle shit. Get the fuck out of here. If I had to mark like my official entry into being like part of the culture, getting into what it means to be gay and things like that, I came out when I was 16. Oh, I got into so much shit. All that time when I was younger, I felt like I was the only one. As crazy as that sounds, 16 was definitely when I got into it. And really started living my best gay life. And I feel like you in the sense that even though it was a really traumatic time, I can't see myself going back and changing it all. I might tweak a few things, but I don't know that I would change everything.
Yeah, I think for me, I probably would have probably just come out earlier. I think it would have smoothed out my 20s a little bit. And I think that's something that a lot of us, and I'll speak just for gay men, a lot of us, and we have a disadvantage because we don't get to experience the high school stages at high school age when we're in high school because we're so busy hiding who we are, hating who we are, having to, waste time dating these girls who we'd rather just be fucking friends with. Like, it's just like, so we're doing all of that. So by the time we get to, our 20s, or some 30s, you come out and then it's like now then you have to go through all of those stages. Like imagine what was it for me? I was a 20, like 27, 27,
Mhm.
28, going through my first heartbreak. Do you know how hard that is at that big
Woo!
age? Like, I'm like, I wish I could have dealt with this when I was, 16, like I should have, or 17, but not, man, 27. I gotta go to work. I gotta like, oh,
Oh
girl.
shit. Oh. So tell me about what your experience has been like making friendships as a gay, because there are so many people that have these very exhausting conversations all the time about how making friends as a gay is hard. I have never had that experience, but I would love to know your take on it.
It can be hard, I guess, but any friendship with any sexuality can be a challenge depending on personality types and things like that. I don't want to say that I've had more challenges with gay friends or making them. I think the challenges I have are more I guess, parameters that like the social parameters that we try to put on, you know, what a friendship is. So what I mean by that is they're gay friends that I have where we started out like interested in one another and maybe went on a date or two or
Mhm.
maybe kissed, maybe we did more, maybe we didn't, whatever. And it just, whatever didn't work out or that's not the vibe that we had. And so it's like, okay, we shifted into a friendship and that's always been and it's great and it works out fantastically. But then it's like when I get into a relationship with someone, then I have to, well, this person and then I gotta like, you gotta be okay with it because then you're insecure. And I'm like, hey, if I want to fuck this nigga, I would have fucked him before you got here. Like, so it's just like, it's that sort of stuff where it's like and I kind of understand where it comes from because, sometimes niggas ain't shit, so you can't.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Absolutely.
But at a certain point, we have to understand. You're not always gonna make one of my good friends, Mills, that's my boo. Met him. We met at work. We met at work and just a normal everyday kind of thing, and like that's my boo, whatever. But somewhere in the multiverse, we met at the club, and
Mhm.
we made sex, and then we realized, oh my god, we are absolutely terrible for each other, and then we just went back to being friends. It doesn't mean that our relationship is necessarily any different. I just might know him in a different way, but I ain't think about that shit.
And that's a large part of the reason why I brought this up, because the narrative that a lot of people, a lot of the gays like to drive is that it's hard making friends with the gays for either one or two reasons. Number one is usually, oh, the girls are too catty. I ain't got time for those gays. I don't have time for those girls. Second one
Oh,
is the thing about everybody just wants to fuck. If we are all the gay men, right? And we all have this similar origin story about feeling like we're by ourselves, we're the only ones, being tortured, being beaten, maimed, shamed, and everything else for being a homosexual. And then we come out and we find out that there is a fuck ton of us. And now they're everywhere of different shapes, sizes, creeds, colors, all that shit. Into different shit, everything. So you out here, you're literally a kid in a candy store.
yeah, man.
So what happens when you put a person in a group of like minds? You're going to end up running into folks that you are attracted to, especially your young, sexually, romantically repressed ass, finally in this sea of gays. And what do you do? What do you do? And like physical attraction is the first line of attraction. So if I see you and you fucking nigga, I probably want to fuck. And we don't necessarily have to do that. But I wish that people would give a little bit more wiggle room when it comes to attraction and building bonds. Because I feel like if you're intentional about what it is that you want from people, then you really don't have to worry about that being an issue. And I feel like a big problem that a lot of you motherfuckers have is that you can't say no.
First, you gotta start being honest with yourself and the people around you. So if we have a friendship and there's an attraction and I want more from that, then like I gotta be honest enough to say that to you, friend. And then you gotta be honest enough to give me your honest opinion, right? And then we gotta move the way that we need to move beyond that. But okay. Here, this is the thing. 90% of my friends, I'm roughly about 90% of them, I have like a physical / sexual attraction to. Niggas be fine, okay? Like
niggas, they just be fine.
And it's okay for me to be like, damn, them cheeks is crazy right now. What's good, homie? Like, I'm not trying to fuck, but I see them cheeks, dog. It don't mean I'm trying to smash, but I see it and I appreciate it because I like men. And that's okay. It's okay to have a physical attraction and be like, man, I would, but like not handle them through that lens. It's perfectly normal. I do, like I said, 90%. Yeah, man.
Listen, I just want to put it out there to the people. I fuck friends. I don't fuck all of my friends, but I need people to get out of this mindset that it's an impossible task. You are either a person that was raised to believe that friendship is completely platonic. There are no other emotions outside of just like, it gives very surface level friendship. Like, oh, that's my buddy, that's my pal. I don't feel anything else but friendship for those people. And for those of you that are not comfortable with feeling anything other than that with a friend, kudos to you, and that's fine. But I really want people to stop acting like it's impossible to be friends with someone that you are A, attracted to, or B, have had some sort of sexual intimacy, or even a deeper emotional intimacy than just friendship. But nonetheless, like, y'all gotta stop. Go out and meet some people, okay? It's okay to build friendships with the gays. It's really not that hard. So let's talk about gay icons. Do you have any like gay people in media or gay people in entertainment, or not even gays in entertainment, but like celebrities that have affirmed your gay over the years, made you feel your puss? Like, who are those folks for you? I wouldn't necessarily say that they were like gay icons to me, but they were iconic moments to me that affirmed my gay. When I saw Too Long Through, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar for the first time, I was floored because I was definitely afraid of drag queens in my baby gay years.
Same.
It was really odd.
Yeah.
I look back on it now and I ask myself what that was about, and I realized that when you're coming from a closeted space, anybody that is living out loud in their truth feels like a threat.
Yeah. Because
you begin to feel the discomfort of, if you've been bullied or anything like that for being gay, you feel like, I don't know if I want to be around that energy because I don't want nobody to attach me to that and then build this guilty by association type of situation with it. I'm glad I've grown from that because what the fuck are we doing? Like, we know the things now. Other than that, when it comes down to the ladies, Janet Jackson all day long, like, love that woman, affirm my gay in so many ways.
I get so lonely video. And Mother has got that whatever perm she had going on, and Mommy is like, I think she's like sitting outside of like a window pane or something, and the
little circle face,
and it's just hitting her, and she's just, I'm like, telling you, I was like that. There were moments like that when I was a little boy, when I was younger, in media, that I would see certain things or like certain cues would hit, and I'm like, this is hitting me in a way where I don't think it's hitting other little boys. Like, it's lighting something up in me, and that's just one of the moments. Like music videos, the fucking Victoria's Secret fashion show that they would like, just shit. Like, I was like, hey, watching Miss Tyra stomp down that runway. Come on now.
Yes. Give me a nasty America's Next Top Model. Give me, oh my God, just
Marlin, 18-year-old me, 18. Top Model came out when I was like 17, 18. Let me tell you something, man. No, I'm like, if there's anything I'm obsessed with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm obsessed with this Avatar: The Last Airbender. I love that shit. But let me tell you, Top Model was one of my first. I can quote you chapter and verse, season, episode. I know what girl.
Yeah,
I know
love it.
Home. I know her photo. I know everything. Like that for me is. I was like, that was an affirming show for me. That was super affirming. Shouts out, and she taught me how to take a good picture. Come on now, Miss Tyra.
Yeah. Oh, and you touched on Marvel, my other gay icon, which she is the fave of all faves. All the gays love her. Miss Aurora Monroe, bitch.
Don't play with me. Don't play. We are ready. White suit ready. You see this?
All baby, gay icon. She is the mother of all mothers, the baddest bitch anywhere and everywhere. Nobody can take her. I love her.
This is also when I knew I was gay. This is extra. Storm using her powers at any moment in the 90s animated series.
Fog, rise and enshroud us in the cloak of your gray mists.
Extra, over the top, gay stunt queen. Period.
Oh my God. We're going to take a step out of the warm up and get into my question of the week that I gave y'all. I went out there to see what y'all was talking about, and I did a little poll on the interwebs. I even put it on Auntie Facebook because y'all over there too. And I asked the girls, who taught you how to hunch? Who taught you? Who's the person in your life that gave you the lesson of the gay sex that propelled you into your greatness? Who taught you how to hunch? Now, before we get into our answers, Chase, I just want to talk about some of the answers I got, the general consensus. For the gays, a lot of the gays had the same answer, which I think is something that, people should put a pin in. There were lots of answers that talked about how there was an older man in the church that taught them how to have gay sex. Oh. Now, I really want y'all to just stop. When I say y'all, I'm talking about the straight folks, the church goers, your Bible thumpers,
man.
Yeah, a couple of the other answers are the harsh reality that some of us learned first when we were very young and we were touched inappropriately. And I want to give all of my love to all the folks out there that have dealt with that type of situation. I know that I wanted to make it a light and fluffy moment, but the reality of the matter is that it's our story sometimes, and it happens. And I need the folks to get it together and protect our children so we don't have more instances like that. I can't really pinpoint one person because when you start having sex at a very young age, the way that I did, and yes, I started having intercourse at 8. Again, we'll get into that story later, folks. I know it's shocking, but it's my truth. I stand and live it. But when you get started that early, I find myself doing a very color by numbers, learn as you go when it comes to sex. And again, pulling all of my inspiration, all my moves and shit from experiences. Started off with the straight porn, which was weird, but straight porn is it can be hotter than the gay porn sometimes, but not all the time. It's like, none for me, thanks. Oh my God, yeah.
I don't want that. You keep
my God.
You yes. Keep that heterosexual shit over there. I don't.
Baby, when I upgraded to the gay VHSs that I used to buy for $50 at the old nasty store in my teenage years, that came in the cake tray that was so loud you could not pull it out without everybody in the house knowing at 1:30 in the morning that I was about to beat my meat. Yeah, so those. What about
you? Okay, so we're going to start with the darker and then get to the more fun stuff. I guess for me, my first sexual experiences were, I'm kind of like some of the listeners, sexual abuse. I was 4. So those are my earliest memories. of like sexual contact. But I will say, I am very aware of my body. I'm very aware of the bodies of the people that I lay with, and I realized that my very first sexual experience that I am actually pretty good at sex. So,
Mark.
and honestly, I just I started from there, and I just taught myself and learned, and so it wasn't like I was just out there fucking and fucking and fucking and getting better and getting better. But I think for a while I took sex very seriously. And so I took it very seriously. I wanted to
Right.
do well. Now, to be honest, you can't tell me shit. You can't,
Oh,
like,
ain't that it?
you really can't tell me shit. Like, I'm never gonna be like, oh yeah, I've got the biggest cock in the world. I'm never.
Listen, I'm with you on that because I have learned how to utilize to the best of my ability my husband Nick. I'm not walking around here with no monster, but baby, let me tell you something. You will never find a motherfucker on this earth that has had it that said that they had a problem with it. Just know that, all right?
Great
Know
time.
that shit.
Yeah, great
Listen,
time.
we are both men of diverse experience. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm very curious. Who taught you? And I know that I know this story, but we're gonna school the new audience on Don't Get Me Started today. Who taught you how to wrench that monkey? Who taught you how to clean that booty before you do your duty?
Okay. So, in how do I? I'm trying to like. I reached out to my friend. I'll tell you who it was. My friend Daniel. I was like, "You're the biggest slut that I know," and I said, "I didn't say it to him." I was like, "No," but I was like, you have more experience with vitamins, so like, what do I need to do to like, because I really want to go to Pound Town. I really want to.
Yes.
And so he told me, he was like, okay, get Fleet, whatever, and then you put it in there, squeeze, and then like you let it out, and then when the water's clear, you straight. I'm like, all right, cool. He neglected to tell me that the water and the solution that is already in the bottle when you buy it should be dumped out. He didn't tell me to dump it out. He didn't tell me that the real reason why I'm doing it is for the bottle. He didn't tell me that, right? So I used the saline solution that was in the bottle.
Oh, no.
When the head of that man's penis kissed my little balloon knot, it felt like somebody was putting a hot poker. I kid you, like it was the worst. I was like, yeah, take that out, fam. That ain't no way. Ain't no way. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. I felt at the time I was so embarrassed. I felt like terrible. But since then, we good to go. We good to go. I actually overdo it because I be wanting to really make sure. Because I'm like, okay, now I went in here, put it in there, came out clean, but let's do it one more time just in case I knock something loose.
In case I turn to the side and he hit that other corner that I did not reach, let's make sure that everything is right and tight. I totally get it. Listen,
I've heard of people like trying to put like, oh, you put this in the Fleet water or something like that, and it'll like. But I'm like, I don't want to be like putting essential oils in my ass and then going to get it like pounded in by 7.5 to 8 inches of meat. I don't want that. That doesn't sound like it's going to feel great or smell great. What? Stop.
So we're going to start with Marlin's story on how he learned how to do it. First of all, nobody told him. Like, nobody. That was during my party line days, prime, whole days. This one time, I had met up with this gentleman caller who had a really awesome dick dangling delectable between his legs. And the first time was fantastic, and I ended up running into him again, and we set up a second date. Now, went over this man's house, getting it in, smashing. Halfway into the session, I painted. Whoa, full stop. Oh my God, I'm embarrassed. What made it even worse was this motherfucker pulled out, told me, what the fuck is this? Told me to reach around and pull it off, go put it in the toilet, clean him off, and get the fuck out of his house. completely embarrassing moment. Picture it. Go back home with this experience in the bathroom, look under the sink, and saw something that I had never paid attention to before. There was a hot water bottle with a hose. And I said to myself, I feel like I can use this to get my monkey right. Correct. I was correct. All right?
Yeah.
I was correct. Now, fucked up. What you should never do, people. Never do this. I added soap to my water. You don't do that. But my young dumb ass not knowing, you don't do that. You kill all your good bacteria. You fuck up your pH balance, all that shit. It makes it terrible. Don't fucking do that. And now it's like, like I said, I've learned all types of new tricks. My favorite that I've learned recently is rinsing it until the water runs clean. Like you get it to that point where you know you're right. Like you'd a double bath, got off the toilet, walked around for a minute, make sure your system gets going, because sometimes the water be clean and you think you done, but you get up, you start moving, you're something like, hey girl, I still got more in here. But yes, you clean it out, get up, get all the extra out, and then take an Imodium AD. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what an Imodium is, that is an anti-diuretic. That means that she plugs you up from the inside. You can take that dick for a smooth 4 hours after that diuretic and be good to go because you cleaned her out to capacity. She's pristine. All right, we done put the mopping glow on that bitch. She's looking good. And then you plug her up so nothing else can come out.
Interesting.
Share that with a friend. So listen, we have gotten to our final segment of the show, the Don't Get Me Started segment of the show. We're going to get into this rant. And since we are talking about gay shit, I wanted to touch on with my friend, why are the straight girls so obsessed with us? I don't know if y'all have seen in the news, in your social medias, everywhere, everybody from fucking Boosie to now Cat Williams, who threw his hat in the ring, talking about transgenderism being derived from Baphomet. I just wanted us to really get into it and talk our shit about how this makes us feel. Where do you feel like this shit came from? Like, why are the girls so focused on the liquor bigger figures right now?
Man, fuck them niggas. Like, that's... No.
Exactly.
I know it's so crazy.
For real.
It's so crazy, but honestly, I have set up my reality to be the way that I need my reality to be. I don't want to say I don't fuck with straight people because that's not true.
Have you curated your straight experience?
Yeah, I've curated. I have my family and the people that I trust. Anybody else is extraneous and extra, and that's fine, and everyday people. But I think for me is I just realize all of what they doing, all of what they got going on, anything they feel is not my business. I don't really give a fuck. And all this legislation and stuff, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Y'all can do whatever you want to do. We're not going nowhere. So I'm also not going to pay that much any attention either, because what you're not going to do is tell me what I can and can't do and tell me how I can and cannot exist after me being on this earth already for 38 years and you telling me that I'm free. Guess what, bitch? I'm going to show you that I'm free. So if I want to hold this nigga's hand in public, if I want to marry this nigga, if I want to do whatever with this nigga, if I want to put 2 fingers up his ass and one of his pee hole, that's my fucking business. I don't really care what you got to say about it. And if you think you are bold enough to come and slap a dick out of my hand, then I would like to see you do it. To a good degree or a bad degree, I really disconnect. When I come across videos of it's like, oh, warning, police, brutality against a black person or queer person or whatever. I'm just like, keep scrolling. I don't want to know. Oh, the latest bombing, and I keep scrolling. I'm good. It's a way for me to not, just have my default to be hate or distrust of straight people. That level of disconnect allows me to be able to continue to function in society with these people the way that I need to. But to be honest with you, for the most part, man, fuck them niggas. I don't trust them. I don't really care what your opinions are, because let me tell you what I've learned. And I've always known this. Sexuality, I don't care who it is. I don't care how they present. I don't care what the person says to you, how they may lie to you. It is a spectrum. Sexuality is a fucking spectrum. And let me tell you something. There's not a soul that has walked this earth that has not had a homosexual thought. It hasn't happened. I don't want to hear it. I have done this for a long time. About like 6 years been doing this, and I've had several conversations with several different types of people. A lot of those people which were heterosexual men. I am certain, whether I know it for fact because I have facts, or I know it because I know and hear that I have sat in this room or in any other studio I've recorded in, and I've had a straight man sit across from me and fucking lie to my face. And when I ask him, have you ever had a gay thought? Have you ever? And they say, no. It's bullshit. It's a spectrum, because I know for a fact there have been several of those men that have sat across from me at that very same table who I knew if I pressed on you hard enough, dog, you would go. And I know that. So it's a spectrum. So I don't want to hear from nobody, oh, the LGBT legislation. Man, you probably sucked a dick in college. Get the fuck out of here, man. I don't want to hear about it.
We always tell y'all, you going a little too hard for this, and we know what that means. And the reason why we know what that means is because we've been there, girl. Like we've hated ourselves enough because of the shit that y'all put on top of us. So we know what that looks like. And I don't think that people realize. I'm so glad that you brought up the spectrum part of it, because I don't think that people realize just how much of a spectrum of sexuality is, and how we can feel energetically when the attraction is there. How do y'all think we find each other? Gaydar is a real fucking thing. I want y'all to know how real that is. The way that you look at, observe, take in the energy of a person just walking past them. I can tell what you own, dog. I know what it is.
Can I say something? I want to make this distinction, because I can see it in the comments now. This is not two gay niggas up here trying to make everybody in the world gay. That's not what this is. Girl,
we don't want all you hoes.
Yeah, like you don't even wipe good. I don't want you. So let's not even go there.
The front or the back.
The front or the back. Everything dirty. Everything is dirty. This is simply us stating, like, it's a fact, man. Everybody is on that spectrum. You could be further on this end or that end, but you're on that spectrum somewhere. And you're not gonna tell me you're not. Like you said, you can feel the energy. I know when a straight nigga flirting with me, man. Like, I know. Yeah.
It's amazing to me how now we are in this space where motherfuckers are like so obsessed with what gay folks do. And I believe that a lot of it derives from the fact that they hate the fact that we are no longer in the shadows. They hate the fact that they cannot hold us down like that anymore. They hate the fact that we are actually proud of ourselves, that we have resources, that we have support, that people are not all dehumanizing us. Not like all of those things are things that make them so pissed that they want to get rid of us, but you can't do it, sis. It's just not a thing. It's not a reality. All of this hatred, all of this disdain, all of this shit is coming from y'all's Christianity. I don't care what you say. I love y'all. I get it. I grew up in the church, whatever have you. I'm past that part of my life. But a lot of this shit is indoctrinated from religion and Christianity as a whole. It's crazy. The fact that, and this is a new thing that wears me out about the straight, y'all calling y'all girls bro ain't never gonna sit right with me. It ain't never gonna sit right with me. I want y'all to understand that. Nigga, what? Ain't you supposed to be Mr. Macho, straight, only fucking pussy, don't even look at me? And you calling your girl bro? I want you to stop. Stop it. Just stop. Just stop. Stop. So listen, we are at the end of the episode, y'all. This is fantastic. I had a wonderful, wonderful time with my friend. I want y'all to get into it. I'm serious about my shit, y'all. All right. I have already set up my email for the questions, comments, the concerns, the things that you want to hear, the things you want to talk about. Hit me up at askdgms@gmail.com. Drop all your shits in there. Give me all the things. I want them. Let's talk. Let's have conversations. Also, I have an Instagram for the show now. That is DG_MS24. Yeah.
All the links, everything he's talking about, everything is going to be in the description. I got you.
I can do that now.
Yeah.
But listen, Chase, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here with me today. This has been a really great time.
Yeah, man. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned to the channel, and yeah, we got more great stuff coming out, man. And shouts out to Marlin's new show. I love this. This is fantastic, man. Great job.
Yes. And I hope y'all loved it too. Make sure you let me know down in the comments. Leave those comments. Listen, I don't know if y'all paid attention to the last episode, but Marlin responds to all comments.
Does.
We continue the conversation even after it's done. So make sure that you drop those comments down there. Share it with your friends. Share it with your mama. All that shit. Like, do the thing. Get everybody involved in the conversation. But until next time, y'all, listen, I am Marlin. This is Don't Get Me Started. And always remember, the possibilities are endless, but the focus should always be intentional. I love y'all. Have a good one. Bye, hoes.